Imagine somewhere in our universe an utterly strange world, a place where time could both speed up and slow down, from where we could journey into the past and the future, somewhere time could even split in two. Incredibly, this is no alien world. It's our world, and it's all around us. Now, for the first time, science is enabling us to see what for thousands of years has remained hidden: the true nature of time. We live in a world governed by time. From the tiniest of cells to the most distant of stars, our entire universe is subject to the beat of a constant clock. And because time is everywhere, we think we know it. We know that it's regular and it moves in one direction. We know that it's universal and eternal. And we know that it never, ever stands still. But how can we be so sure? How much of what we think we know about time is really true? In this program, I want to get to the bottom of what time really is. And in doing so, I'll be challenging some of our most cherished beliefs. As a theoretical physicist, it's this hidden time that has always fascinated me throughout most of my professional career. I'm going to explore the very limits of our universe in order to uncover just what time really is. And in the process, I'll be revealing an astonishing secret, nothing less than our ultimate destiny, the future of the universe, and the fate of time itself. Of all our assumptions about time, one of the most obvious is that time is regular. That a minute will always be a minute. For everyone, everywhere. Here in the Swiss Alps, I'm searching for something that challenges this assumption. Something that, if time was as regular as we think it is, shouldn't exist at all. Well, I'm now 11,000 feet above sea level, and I'm out of breath, and actually feeling a little bit dizzy. Now, the bad news is, I still have a ways to go to reach the top of the Alps, because what I'm looking for is something that becomes more plentiful the higher you go. And this is what I've come to see. It's a particle counter, telling me that the air around me is full of tiny particles called muons that come from all the way out there. Muons are short-lived particles formed when cosmic rays from space collide with the upper atmosphere. But the big mystery is how they come to be down here on Earth. Because, with a lifespan of just 2/millionths of a second, muons should only live long enough to travel a few hundred meters. And yet, here they are, after a journey of several miles, something that shouldn't be possible. So what exactly is going on? The answer to this mystery, the reason why muons can reach us at all, is so extraordinary that from the moment it was first proposed, it literally rewrote the rule book of time. Less than 100 miles from the Alps lies the affluent city of Bern. In the early 1900s, this was home to a young German physicist who would change the way we looked at time forever. His name was Albert Einstein, and he's been my hero for the past 50 years. Shortly after arriving in Bern, Einstein was offered a job. This building was once the Office of Intellectual Property. It was here that Einstein spent 7 years as a patent clerk, assessing the technical merits of inventions ranging from refrigerators to radios. One technology in particular had a huge impact on the young Einstein. Between 1901 and 1904, the number of patent applications for electrical clock devices almost doubled. And that's because time was fast becoming the issue of the day. This is the famous clock tower, which has stood in the middle of Bern for the past 200 years. Einstein must have walked past this clock every day on his way to work. But back then, clocks were so inaccurate that this one and one in Zurich, a mere 75 miles away, would have differed as much as 4 minutes. With the growth of Europe's railways, such time discrepancies were becoming not just inconvenient, but also dangerous. Borne out by a steep rise in the number of serious train crashes. All of a sudden, time was on everyone's lips. But for Einstein, this new world of trains and clocks was more than just a talking point. It was an inspiration. In 1905, in this, his first-floor apartment, Albert Einstein put the finishing touches to his radical new theory: special relativity. One of 5 papers published by Einstein in 1905, special relativity would make us think about time in a completely new way. Einstein's astonishing claim was that time was not regular at all. It could beat at different rates. Time changes, depending on relative speed. Imagine for a minute that my tram is capable of traveling at phenomenal speed, just a fraction less than the speed of light. According to special relativity, the rate at which time flowed on this speeding tram would depend on whether you were on board or looking in from the outside.